There you go.
Get me.
Look at you, tech whiz.
Oh my God. Take me back to the good old days where we all lived in one place for a start.
I know. It's like it's over, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it did start more in the 80s, didn't it? Where we were kind of encouraged to move away
Yeah.
from our families and not live round the corner. But
Yeah.
I left living in Barnsley when I was 14 and I'm now 58 and I don't feel like there is anywhere that I can call home.
Me neither, but I don't. I
Yeah.
think if I was forced to stay where I grew up, I think I just no.
Well, you're kind of back there now though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, but I'm in a different place where I don't know anybody.
Oh. Ah. Is the
I
island
know.
big?
Well, it's not, but the windy little tiny roads make it bigger.
Yes. Yeah, make it feel a lot further.
It's like not inviting to drive far.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, my name is Maxine. This is my friend Lisa. We went
Hello, all.
to art college together many, many years ago. And I've asked her to come on and do a little interview with me um about let me think. It's about being older for starters. It's about being post menopause more than pre or during, because I listened to somebody the other day and she made some really good points about how we feel now. Because even though we're empowered and we've got the bravery to change things, there's a lot of grief that's just gone on, where you're saying goodbye to parts of you, i.e., one, your health, because you've got to keep on at that, and your flexibility, but also you've lost the production side of you, the childbearing side of you, and you've got to reinvent yourself, and that I think is a massive challenge which just isn't talked about. We all talk about the health and the effects, and you know, I remember somebody Snowden used to go out with George Clooney. What's her name? We're going to do a lot of this.
I don't know. I haven't watched television since 1994.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God. Thinking,
well, I watch movies and I like to watch sci-fi, but I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
who anybody is. I know who
yeah,
George Clooney is, though.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think and Lisa Snowden was it. Anyway, she did a big thing about the symptoms. And I thought, oh my God, I feel like that. And oh my God, I feel like that. And, not just the forgetfulness and the fog and the this and, the obvious ones. It's just really basic stuff like your energy levels and your power. I couldn't stand up at one point. I couldn't bend down, get something off the floor and get back up. And nobody talks about that as a symptom of the menopause.
Yeah, I was quite lucky. My menopause was kind of pretty smooth. I had
Yeah.
hot flushes for a whole summer, but
Mm.
they were kind of a bit full on. They were like every 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like everything came at once.
Yeah.
But since then, it kind of creeps up on you, getting weaker.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
You don't notice it until you notice it,
Yeah. Until you are weak.
until you're weak and you think,
Mm.
I can't, like
Yeah.
even getting up off the floor, I just have to laugh at myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I like to sit on the floor.
Yeah.
But I do go to the gym 3 mornings a week now,
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
just for the
essential.
sake of being able to just get off the floor and not be
Yeah.
like someone who's 80. I mean, I'm the
Yeah.
same age as you, 58. But
Yeah.
honestly, I sound like I'm 80.
You start making involuntary noises when you have to do something. And I'm not just talking about farting either. I'm talking actually, you go,
Yeah, I'm going to the gym so I can reduce that sound.
yes, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got some proper biceps now, but they've taken a lot. They've taken like 2 years to turn up.
Yeah, everything takes longer with that.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
and I just put it down to the fact that I was working too hard. And I just thought, it's because I'm working 6, 7 days a week. This is why I'm absolutely shattered. And plus, I was drinking. I was drinking way, way, way too much, and it was just. I just put everything down to those things. I didn't actually click at any point until
Yeah.
after, and I was feeling like I was coming out the other side of it, that I put it down to actually, it was just all part of the menopause, and I'd never looked into it. Nobody had educated me about it.
Yeah, I think it's a big contributor. I mean, I didn't drink and I didn't do all these things, but I
Mm.
still had the
Yeah,
similar symptoms.
yeah,
And I consider myself lucky because I know some women who have dreadful
yeah,
symptoms. They get fibromyalgia, and I think there's all sorts of things, isn't there? You can get like arthritis.
yeah, yeah,
I'm lucky that I don't have any of these things, but weakness
yeah,
and obviously weight gain is
yes,
is a thing. I have to keep on top of that.
yeah. Well, it's getting rid
Because
of,
you have to eat, you need to eat
yeah,
less, don't you?
yeah. Well, you need to eat protein and not chips, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah. Depending on your body type. I mean, I don't know if
yeah.
you know Ayurveda, but I'm a particular body type, and there's
Mm,
certain things I shouldn't eat
mm.
that I
Yeah,
used to eat, but I
yeah.
can't eat them anymore.
No, I mean, I remember at college. I don't know if you had a cup of tea, but we used to have those little packets of chocolate snacks, which
I
is
used to love them.
every morning you'd have a packet of those, and you actually started me on them.
I used to love them. I wouldn't dare touch them now.
Oh,
I used to live on a packets of snacks, cheese pasties, and absolute garbage, and
yeah,
stay as thin as a pin.
yeah, yeah. I know because you were, whereas I think I've always not been a chunky monkey, but I always had like more frame than a lot of people. Yeah, I've always had like thighs.
Yeah, frame is a
Yeah,
different thing. Frame is a different thing. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
that's a constitutional thing.
yeah,
As
yeah.
I'm more wafy
Yes.
when I am, but I don't think I'll ever be that again.
Well, even now I watch what I eat. Um, some days I know I don't eat enough, and I never lose. And never, I've tried being really careful with my portion sizes and everything.
Yeah.
I've not lost a thing, not a thing. So
Yeah, I
weird.
think there comes a point you just have to embrace that. I mean, I'm not fat by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not the slim little
Yeah,
thing
no,
that I was. And you have to
uh,
sort of, for your own mental health, you have to
yeah,
embrace where you're at.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it'll just drive you crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't look at another woman of a similar age to me wearing a slim fitted frock with a little barreled body and think, ooh, that's terrible. I don't think that at all. I think, oh, good on her. She looks lovely.
No, not at all, not at
Uh,
all. No, well,
so,
that's just an agenda fed nonsense to make
yeah,
us
but we
feel
judge
bad and
ourselves.
spend more money.
Yeah. But the thing is, we do judge ourselves.
Yeah.
I went to a thing yesterday. For an award ceremony of this belief coding, which is all about the subconscious and going back to where like say if you've got insecurities about public speaking, instead of dealing with the symptoms here, you go back to where the problem started potentially to fix that problem, and then the other problems as you go through your life becomes lesser because you've fixed that, do you know?
Right.
And
Yes.
so I went to this award ceremony yesterday, and there were women there, like I say, mature bodies on them in full on sequin dresses. There was this one woman, she was wearing an electric blue sequin dress, and she looked fantastic. She got, the puppies and everything. And and I was like, wish I were wearing sequins. You know, I've got some sequins. Why didn't anybody say? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it just completely takes you away from whatever shape you are. You're just sequins. She looked,
Yeah, yeah. There's too much glitter and lights to be thinking about shape.
yeah, yeah. So, what's it like being back on the Isle of Man?
Well,
Is
I
this the
don't
first
really
time you?
know.
Is this the first time you've lived there since?
40 years I was
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
I'm not even sure if I'm going to stay. I'm a
yeah,
little bit of a flitter,
yeah,
I flit about. I keep thinking I should stay somewhere and then it never works out.
mm, yeah,
So I think I just came to have some peace and quiet away from the world.
yeah, yeah,
It got a bit mad and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go and live in the north of the island by the sea
yeah. Nice.
and paint.
Yeah. Yeah.
and travel when I can.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
never know what I'm doing from one year to the next, Maxine.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I'm a bit like that myself, but
Mm.
I do see a few years being nomadic. I've always been quite gypsy-like because I lived in one place for my first 6 years, and then after that, the longest I've lived anywhere was for 10 years, and that was up until 21.
Yeah.
And that was fairly local to you, and that ended up just being by default. It's just that my son was at the local school, and I was still being a self-employed curtain maker at that time, and it kind of fitted in a way with the accommodation fitted in and everything. But you know, and I live here in Lincolnshire, and it's like kind of by default. I was never meant to be here. You
Yeah.
know, and I do feel that like it's now time to leave it. You know,
Yeah.
it's time to go. But I can think of nothing nicer, and I know that it's not for everybody, but being the only one living on the hill, you know, and not
I
having,
dream of that.
yeah.
I couldn't afford that little house on the hill. I could afford like this tiny, tiny flat. But I mean,
Mm,
I own it outright, so I can't
mm,
complain. I'm quite lucky, you know.
yeah.
But I think you get to an age where your kids are growing up, and if you're like you and me, I
Mm,
mean, I'm assuming you're single like me,
mm,
and it's just like I just love being free.
yes. Yes.
I
Oh,
love like I don't even have really any money
yeah.
and or things
Yeah.
really. And I just feel this sense of freedom. And my sister's very interesting. My sister's like has been the opposite to me. And she always used to regard me as an irresponsible person because she's got like, and I love my sister, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I'll keep this story short. So she's gone for the three kids, the mortgage, the husband, the job she hates,
Mm,
the big house, the 3 grand couch,
yeah.
the Range Rover.
Yeah.
You know, she's
Yeah.
got all of it. And yeah, that's great if you love that kind of thing, but there's been an underlying aggravation with her
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she sees me
Yeah.
flitting off around the world and having no money. She's like, how do you do it? You know, how do you travel around the world and not have a job?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't
How you
sign on
pay
either or
for it?
anything. You know, I
Yeah.
just somehow it kind of turns up.
Mm,
But since 2020, she's had a complete turnaround, and she
mm,
said, "I feel like I've just been fed a lie.
yeah.
I've worked all my life doing a job I don't like for the money and the couch and the car, and and it's just amounted to nothing."
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I'm not saying that that's true for everybody because some people get pleasure in those things and that's completely fine. But there are a lot of people, I think, who just don't find the real pleasure in life from those things.
Mm.
Anyway, she's going to sell the business now
Oh, God.
and bugger off for a year
Yeah. Yeah.
because she's seen like,
Yeah.
oh God, I'm living in a trap. I'm trapped by money.
Yeah. How old
You
are
know,
the kids? Are they like grown up now?
they've all left home. They're all living not here. They're not even on the island now.
See, I think that comes a point as well that, you know, because you stay stuck or you stay in one place because your child's got, you know,
Yeah,
your child's tied down, so you have to
yeah,
stay with it. So
yeah,
a little bit, you know, right. But and so you end up being stuck somewhere you would never have stayed because of this commitment with the state because you have a child, and I'm not up for homeschooling. You know, up here I'm not up for homeschooling. Otherwise, I would have homeschooled. Um, so you end up stuck in. So you start falling into that trap where you think you need a new kettle. There's nothing wrong with the old kettle, but
yeah. But it's not a pale teal smeg kettle.
yes. Yeah. Well, exactly, and it comes down to colour. You know, you just think this is mad.
Someone gave me this crappy kettle when I moved in here. I was like, I've still got it.
Yes, Yeah. Well, I remember, God, when I first moved back up to North Yorkshire, and I was working in a fabric shop, and I'd bought my first little cottage and everything, and I went out and bought. I mean, if you think about it, this would have been back about 97, 98, something like that. And I bought this kettle, and it was 9.99 then. So that would be like 50 quid now, wouldn't it? I mean, really. And
Yeah.
somebody
If
said,
it's a good kettle, yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't a good kettle. It was the cheapest plastic kettle,
Oh.
And somebody said to me, oh, it'll never last. Well, I had it for like 20 years, that kettle. And I think it was only replacing it. Well, it might have even been moving here that I got rid of
Yeah.
it, And that kettle lasted me a very long time. Plus, I'd just like to say, if you hear any sloshing going around, it's because I've got my hot water bottle, which actually
Ah,
goes with your cardigan, um,
yes.
sitting on my lap because obviously we live in the UK and we can't afford to turn the heating on.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'd like to apologise for my hair because I find I sleep on my left hand side.
But
And
this is just a bit of voice recording, isn't it?
hmm?
This is just the voice recording.
Oh,
Are
it's
you
the
recording?
same. Yeah.
You're recording the video?
Hi.
You should have told me. I'm still in my work clothes.
Oh, don't worry. You look fine. I thought you looked lovely. I like your
Oh,
colour.
I've just been painting over there,
Oh
my
no.
studio, which is a tiny desk.
Yeah. Well, you do the most fabulous paintings, and really, part of me hates you because we were at college together, and
Yeah.
I wasn't anything like you, and then you specialised in fine art in the second year and stuff like that, and you were, doing sculptural thingies and whatever. And I'm not saying I dropped because obviously I tried to get it. Well, I got into the London College of Fashion, but I couldn't afford to stay because I was paying for the whole course. And then I got kicked out my squat in Hampstead Heath, so I had nowhere to live and I had to get a job. Um, and then I've never really done it again because life just getting in the way. Or it's like having that space and then having to work all the time doing other things. I suppose doing the curtains and everything, because I wanted to be a textiles designer, but then I met a textiles designer who worked for it's not coming to me. The beautiful shop in London that is old Tudor building.
Liberties?
Liberties. She worked for Liberties. Honest to God, I went to a talk that she was giving. I mean, I was not a textiles designer. If that is a textiles designer, I was just somebody that messed about with a bit of, I just shuffled a bit of paper.
Yeah, but she probably did years. She probably did hundreds of thousands, thousands of hours, thousands of
Yeah,
hours.
it's all she ever did. She was
I
stick.
mean, I haven't done art the whole of my life. I
Ah,
had a big gap
yeah.
having my daughter, obviously. I had a company for a while
Mm.
that became a monster and I sold it.
What was that then?
It was a skincare company
Ah,
and I just made it by accident and it
yeah,
took off.
yeah,
But it wasn't really what I wanted. I didn't,
yeah,
yeah, I had all the money,
yeah, yeah,
but I was what didn't, I don't care.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
didn't care. So I only really picked up painting again like 10 years ago.
Well, you might not want me to say this, but you are exceptionally good. Yeah, I mean, you are
Thanks.
amazing.
I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing all the time.
But they're
Yeah.
beautiful.
And I get bored. I get bored. So I have to do something new and it's always a risk
Yeah, yeah.
because people get to know you for doing a certain thing and then you go and do something else. It's like, oh, that's not what she does. But that's the thing about being free.
Well, that's the thing about being creative and being an artist. You cannot be expected just to churn out the same thing because
No, no, you might as
artists,
well just outsource it to freaking Thailand or something.
yeah,
You're going to do that.
yeah. No, I watched a bit of a video on John Galliano and how he's always really changed
Mm.
in many and brought things in that have been completely out of the box for a lot of people and how other people have struggled with him. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he owns an absolutely stunning house down in Dorset.
Right.
Amazing, beautiful. Anyway, that's going off the trek, isn't it? Talking
Yes.
really, I know. Yeah. As as you've got to midlife, your feeling of your purpose with your career and things like that, has that changed as well? Because you said that like you started painting about 10 years ago again. That would have been, I hate to say it, in our 40s. So that would
Yeah,
have
that'll be
been well, midlife.
48. I would have been 48, yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been midlife. I mean, because I don't even think I'm old now. I definitely don't feel like mid.
No, 58, it's not old these days. Yeah, I would have been postmenopausal because I'm in menopause and I was like 46.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
quite young, I think it's young.
Yeah,
And then I was just living in Spain and I was still doing public talks, making a bit of money out of that. I just started painting and I just continued. That was it. It wasn't
yeah,
really a choice. It was just I just started doing it and I just really found it interesting.
yeah. How long were you in Spain for?
6 years.
Mm.
I had a nice house, but I just ended up, I don't know, just get bored.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just do.
It was a weird time, remember?
It was a weird time and the time and it was quite extreme in Spain. Trying to go to the supermarket at gunpoint wasn't very nice sometimes.
Mm.
Having your neighbors shout at you um, for not being a good little, soldier.
Yeah,
And because I'm not a good little soldier,
yeah,
I live my life the way I want to live it.
yeah.
I keep out of everyone's way, you
Yeah.
know.
I think the worst I got, I didn't get any gun points or anything like that, but was that somebody in the co-op like chuntering about me not wearing a mask, and then somebody in Waitrose having a go at me because I went back like 10 foot to get something, and she went, "You're supposed to go round," and it was like,
The funniest thing I saw, and I saw it on a YouTube video, was at a Tesco's, and all the people were coming in through the front door. You know the little like gap at the front door when you go in, and well, there was a guy stood there. He was trolling them, and he had like a lint roller. Did you see it? He had a lint roller, and he was getting everyone who came in to put their arms up like this, and he was lint rollering their armpits. And then they just carry on. He was trolling them. He was trolling them. It's just to show how compliant everybody
yeah,
was that they would allow their armpits to get lint rollered by some complete stranger at Tesco's.
Lord above. I think tomorrow, because I have noticed as we spoke the other day that people don't say, "Oh, I've got a cold" or "I've got flu." They go, "Oh, I've got COVID." And I go,
It's a
okay.
joke. It's a joke.
And I just go, "Oh,
Honestly.
right. So you got a virus then?"
Or
Virus.
you just run down even.
Yes. Yeah. Oh
Or
my
you need a day
God.
off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I know, I know.
No, and then
That's why I'm a hermit.
yeah. Oh God, yeah. Well, even more so. It's
Yeah.
like when I go away in my little van, and I like think, oh, I'll go south because it's always a bit warmer down there. But like during the summer, I went from here, and it was boiling. You couldn't sleep at night and everything. And I went up to North Yorkshire and had to get me duvet, everything out because it's freaking freezing. And I hadn't taken a pair of long trousers, I just had shorts. I didn't do that one right. But yeah, I can't go to like the busy south anymore. It's just like not within me. And in fact, going to Manchester tomorrow, I mean yesterday, not tomorrow, that was quite weird because I never go driving. I mean, I'm all right driving in and everything, driving in cities, but I never do it. So I'm always a little bit apprehensive when I'm stuck at a light and it's saying it's 400 yards until I've turned. I'm like, what's 400 yards look like? what? What? Is that a man's or a woman's measurements? Because we know they're different, don't we?
400 yards, yeah. Yeah. Yes. I like it that we still got the old measurements actually.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
Well, I
it.
know I don't say meters. Do you say meters?
I don't know what I say. I use both.
Yeah, yeah,
No, not for driving. That would be miles
yeah.
or feet, I
Yes.
think. I'm not even sure. I mean, I drive on tiny roads where there's only room for one tiny car.
Yeah,
So,
that's
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
and there's no speed limit here. So there's that too.
So, but the thing is, if they're tiny little lanes and all windy and things like that, you can't really put your foot down unless you're a complete psychopath, can you?
No, but there's a few psychopaths here. I like to drive. I like to bimble along slowly, like a little old lady, you
Yeah,
know. But
yeah,
you get the wide boys, the fly boys and the fast cars.
yeah,
But
yeah,
they die regularly. So there
yeah,
you go.
yeah, yeah.
One
Well,
died. The one died 2 weeks ago
really,
doing that. So there we are.
it's such a waste, isn't it? And I find as well that as I get tootle along in my little '06 car these days, like even coming back from Manchester last night, I had to keep reminding myself, you've got 2 hours left. Because I was like tootling along at 50, and I'd be like, I'm never going to get there. Get me foot down. Uh, I have to like have a chat with myself, considering I was somebody that was always up to 70 miles an hour
Right.
everywhere. And
Yeah.
suddenly I've gone,
Yeah, maybe that's a midlife thing. I don't know.
yeah,
I
I
don't know. I think maybe like I don't know, I've got older, I just don't care as much.
don't
I
know.
don't care if I get there faster.
Yeah, I think the problem is though is that wherever I'm going, whether it be like food shopping, because I don't do other shopping, so whether I'm going to work, food shopping, or home, they're all three destinations I don't particularly want to be at. So the longer I'm in the car, and in fact, I was just doing a job and there's like a nice spot to pull over, so I'd stop and get out of the van or the car and just stand at the side of the road and go like that. For like 10 minutes just looking out over the fields. Oh,
Yeah, but it's
this
nice
is
that, isn't it? It's like I think it's because I don't know about you, but I just don't my mind just isn't churning as like it was when I was young.
no, no.
There's no like the self-consideration seems to have just bottomed out. I just don't really care that much
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. I heard a good one from like an American actor where he'd started saying no, and like because he said like I was like if I'm walking along and somebody who I'm with goes, "Oh, look at that back there," and he's like, "No, I don't want to turn around. I'm not interested in what's behind me anymore."
Yeah.
People are going, yeah, but it's really, and it's like, no, no, I'm going this way. I'm not back there anymore. And it's like I kind of took it to an extreme. So as soon as like my son said, "Oh, Mom, do you want to hear something interesting?" I just go, "No." And he's like, and I go, "Go on
Well, with your kids, you kind of have to, don't you? You have to just sit there and make sure you got a big cup of tea and
then."
listen to it all.
But the people were going like, because they're just automatically, they're not even listening to it. You say agreeing
Yeah.
that you want to hear what they've got to say. It's just that kind of, like, oh, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like when people ask, "Do you want to go to this event?" I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Like, well, why not? You're busy. Like, no, I'm not busy. Just
No, I
don't
know.
want to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I could have stayed for this evening bit last night and I could have booked into the hotel and I could have, and I just thought, I mean, I'm up for a party, but I don't, I don't want to be out after 7 o'clock. I want to have gone out at 2,
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
bit too much to eat and drink, a bit of a boogie, and be at home by 7. I don't want to be, yeah. And in fact, I see people on Facebook and things, and they're all going out and they're all like in the glam, and it's freezing cold or it's raining. And I think, why do you wait until the worst weather to go out? Surely you'd be better off having your Christmas party midsummer when you can wear a lovely frock and everybody see it. You're not covered by a black
Um,
coat. Yeah, your hat pulled
I've
down.
got I've got this exhibition on Saturday, which I'm part of, and because I lived on a boat for all that time, I have no nice clothes, like no
Oh,
nice clothes.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to go looking like I still live on a boat.
Well, you see, that's the thing, isn't it? I have got rid of so many clothes that I actually had to go back out and buy another pair of like work black trousers. £7.50 from Asda, the most
God.
unflattering thing you've ever seen, but I just don't care. I think I'm not spending more than that because eventually
No.
they're going in the bin with all the other ones that I chucked earlier this year. And then there's like work dresses that I can't, I was almost having to pay people to take them away at the car boot. And I'm thinking they were costing me like 30 quid and they won't even give me £1 for them. And then I went and got a job and I'm like, oh, could have done with those dresses now, you know. And it's like even now, if my life goes the way it's meant to, I don't know where I'm going to put all these clothes I've still got. And this jumper,
Amazing how little you need, you know. It's amazing how little you need.
yeah. Well, I was kind of looking forward to just having like two changes. So there's one in the wash and there's one that you
Yeah.
put
It's a
in.
bit harder in the cold country to have so
Yeah,
little clothing.
yeah, yeah.
It's different when like I go to Southeast Asia quite a bit, and honestly I can bring just another set of clothing and
Mm,
that's it. But I think here, because of the weather,
yeah,
yeah.
you can't. I know because I bought like a long padded, sorry, long padded coat, and it's where do I keep it when I'm not wearing it?
Vacuum pack it.
Yeah, but then you're only wearing it for about a week.
Yeah, you can vacuum pack it.
Put it in my
Shrivel it
cupboard.
down to like a flat pancake,
Either that or get rid of it.
or get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah. How has the community in the Isle of Man changed?
There's no pub culture anymore.
Yeah,
Used to have a very strong pub culture.
yeah,
It was the kind of place my dad could go because, he's your typical kind of working class man who doesn't like have friends,
yeah,
like, and his friends were the people who propped up the bar at the pub.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, he was not wasn't an alcoholic or anything, but he'd just go for a pint,
yeah,
catch up with the other men,
yeah,
because women have a different way of socializing.
yeah, yeah,
They'd probably be in this corner of the bar, all chatting, and the men would be at the bar, and so that's gone, which is sad.
mm,
I mean, it used to be like you could go like there's Douglas Promenade, right? If anyone knows the Isle, they'll know about Douglas Promenade. It's a big, long promenade, one of the biggest in the world, and
yeah,
you could literally go along there on a Saturday night, and every single hotel would have music on.
yeah, yeah,
No, nothing, nothing, nothing. Everybody's on Facebook here in the Isle of Man. I'm not. I don't have a Facebook
yeah,
account.
yeah. That's
Um, so it's really changed in that
yeah.
way. I'd still say it's safe,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I would not leave. I think it's because I've been too anglicized, so I still can't leave my car unlocked. I'm still paranoid,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I still can't leave my door unlocked because I'm kind of like used to living in London, and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but I think that's changing anyway, and I think it won't be safe to leave your door open too much longer because we've got a lot of people here that we really don't want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Um, so it's going to change. It's a little catch up with England, I think, and maybe then I will go and actually live in Kathmandu.
That's just like, without being rude, um, what the fuck is in the Isle of Man for somebody who's
Money, free money. Unless you're like, I mean, my daughter couldn't come here and get free money,
oh,
even though she's my daughter.
yeah,
But if you're an asylum seeker, I say that very loosely, you can get money. I mean, maybe she should become an asylum seeker.
yeah,
Maybe I should become an asylum seeker.
yeah.
But
Let's turn the heating on if I did.
I know I've got no heating on either. And so that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say there's only 30% natives here now.
Really? Oh my God, that's tragic, isn't it?
And I think of actual indigenous natives like me,
Yeah,
old school
yeah.
natives, but as old as the hills, as they say.
And
I
you're
would
like,
say there's only 10% of us left.
but you know what? The Natural History Museum would probably argue that you're not because you're not the right colour. because you know, like
Oh,
the cheddar lamb was supposed to have been brown or something, but
they've debunked that. They've debunked that. It's just nonsense. It's just absolute nonsense. The Vikings were Northern European
yeah,
Caucasians, you
yeah.
know. Yeah. So yeah. So as like my family name is a Viking name because the
Hmm.
Alaman is half Gaelic, half Viking. So the Manx names are Viking and Gaelic, and I would say there's only about 10% of people like me left. Not
Yeah.
many. Yeah, we're doomed.
Tragic, isn't it? Because it even comes down, and I remember that this being taught to me when I was at school down in Devon. Um, like even like the shape of your head, and just because there was a guy there and he got quite a long. He wasn't very tall, but, quite Welsh in a way, but he was Devon Cornwall ancestry, and he got this quite thin, long face, which was native to that area, for centuries, for probably over 1,000
Yeah,
years,
yeah,
all the rest of
yeah.
it. So it's not just, the color of this or the color of that. It's actually
No, not at all.
and your height. It's not because you've not been properly fed.
Mm.
They're shorter and all that kind of thing. Like Scandinavians are taller.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's like when I went to Japan, and it's not that they're underfed because they're very well fed, the Japanese, but even I, little me, was still still an eye height above them.
Yeah, no wonder
It's
you
like
like going out there.
a
Yeah.
sea of Japanese heads, and
Wow.
I'm tiny, and I'm tiny.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
they are a completely different shape to us in their hip and everything.
completely different bone structure and everything, everything.
And the more diluted populations get with others, I think
Yeah.
it's a shame because we lose that.
Yeah, but it's only really the West that's getting diluted because
Yeah.
I was in Vietnam a few weeks ago and they're all Vietnamese.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
There
yeah.
might be some Chinese there as well, but the Chinese keep to themselves. They don't really, well, they
Integrate.
might do. I don't know because obviously I'm just there as a traveler. I'm not there as a,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're a very interesting people, the Vietnamese. I mean, they're quite strong. They're strong
Yeah.
people.
I mean, you go off and because you're led to believe, like being a single woman or a lone woman and going off and traveling on your own and things like that is very risky, very dangerous and everything. But you do it all the time, don't you?
Yeah, there's some countries I won't go to,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'll definitely go to any Buddhist country.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Malaysia is I guess you could say it's a Muslim country, but Malaysia's super safe.
Yes, yeah,
Super safe country. Southeast Asia generally. Thailand is still safe, but it's still safe.
yeah.
But I would say Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Malaysia, all those countries are just easy peasy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been traveling alone. I mean, obviously, my daughter came with me at some points. Poor child, dragged to India several times.
No, but what an experience. It could have just been Benidorm every time, couldn't it?
It could have been, yeah. She says now that she didn't enjoy it at the time, but now she really appreciates it
Yeah,
because it's made her see life very differently.
yeah.
'Cause
I
we
wish
never did posh traveling. We always did like, the budget travel.
I know, but I mean, it's like because I was always too poor working, that kind of thing. Um, I only took my son on holiday 3 times and then
Yeah,
camping a couple of times in this country. And it's one of my regrets. I've asked him if that before I'm 65, um, if he'll do a trek with me in Nepal. I don't want to go to the base camp. I don't want to do all of
there's
that.
many beautiful places to trek in Nepal.
Yeah,
Many, many
yeah.
places.
Well, I saw one which is supposed to be like a good one to do kind of thing. It's a long one, and I thought actually I'd like to do that because the thing that I love is being somewhere that's quite stark and barren and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that kind of mountainous and everything, even though I hate heights and things. I found myself, I don't know if I'm a sadomasochist or something, but I found myself started watching YouTube things about like Mount Everest.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're great, those videos.
Yeah, but because I my fear of heights, I actually get pain in my legs from anxiety of the
Yeah.
drop on the film. I'm like, what the, I think I'd like to go and get that sorted out because there's many walks I want to do where, maybe the
Yeah, well, you
bottom
could do
line.
the Annapurna range. I think you're talking about the Annapurna range, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Mm,
I mean, there's foothill walks where there's no sheer drops. The
yeah.
only thing to get to the Annapurna range is to, I mean, I've done it before,
Yeah.
is to get a bus
Yeah.
from Kathmandu to, but you're like literally on the edge of a sheer drop
It's
for 8 hours.
like just
I was going to do cut with a pole with my daughter, but we did Vietnam instead. And she said, and I said, oh, we'll go to Bukhara. She said, what, on Death Road? I'm like, yeah. She said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay.
I think I would
I
have
don't blame her.
yeah, I'll walk it. I'll see you at the other side.
You
Walk
can fly though. You can actually fly. So there
and
we are.
fly. Yeah, I'll fly
Eternal
it.
flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get an eternal flight. But it's beautiful there. It's beautiful there.
Yeah, I suppose it's beautiful from above as well. I
Go on.
have to walk the road. I just not after being in a vehicle.
Yeah, I mean if you don't like the road's too long, but you can just fly.
Mm.
Get an internal flight. I mean Stella and I did internal flights in Vietnam and they were cheap.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
20 quid, 20
yeah,
quid flights,
yeah,
you know. Cheaper than going to a Costa with a
yeah,
friend.
yeah, yeah. Ah, so you're back in. How long have you been in the Isle of Man now? About a year.
I've been a year in this flat
Yeah,
just over a
yeah.
year in this flat that I bought, yeah.
Mm. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? I mean, where's that time gone?
I don't know.
That's mad. And you said that bloody boat the other day. Do you regret, I mean, I claim all my turns. I've actually got to an age where because I can see the end now and I know I'm tired, you know, and then I think "God, I'm going to have to work for maybe at least another 10 years, if not forever, because I can't actually afford to feed myself otherwise, and all that kind of shit. And you get to a point you think, okay, and then I had regrets. I actually never had regrets before, whereas now I've got regrets that I wish I'd gone and lived in Mallorca when I wanted to go and live in Mallorca when I was 22 or something, and things like that. I wish I'd gone and done those things. Whereas before I'd never had those kind of regrets. But you said that bloody boat.
Yeah.
But isn't it, it's an experience. I mean,
I mean, I'm glad I did it, don't get me wrong. Um, but I'll never do it again.
no, no.
It was just really hard work. And as when we go back to the beginning of our conversation where you feel a bit weak,
Yeah, yeah,
that was a problem for me. And also I thought I'd get a lot of peace and quiet, but it's just pedestrians,
yeah.
people on the towpath.
Oh,
Huh?
all looking in.
All looking in, and now because CRT have like bicycle tracked most of it, it isn't even belong to the boaters anymore, and you pay a fortune to be on that canal.
Yeah,
So it's full of cyclists and it's full of drug runners.
yeah, yeah,
It's just not, and it's expensive. They don't look after the canals. Everything's expensive on the boat. Everything costs so much money,
yeah.
and it's hard work. The only thing I really enjoyed about being on the boat was actually cruising
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
doing the locks and stuff. I mean, my boat was huge. It was 60 foot. You came to my
yeah,
boat, 60
yeah,
foot boat,
yeah,
huge. But I didn't enjoy the lifestyle in the end.
yeah, yeah,
It's hard as well, especially in the winter when all the power you've got is your solar panel and the sun goes down behind the trees at 3:30.
yeah, yeah.
Tough.
You see, there's that element as well, isn't there? That when you do a pee and a poo, that pee and a poo is still your responsibility.
Yeah, but that bit wasn't so bad, to be honest. It was more like the power. The power was
Yeah,
difficult because we live in a world of power now, don't we? We
yeah,
have to have power.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I found that tricky, and I'm just not equipped for it. I'm
yeah,
not really equipped.
Yeah. See, the thing is, because of like with the van and things like that, I've ended up with a couple of these.
Yeah, yeah, they're good. They're good.
And the way I
Yeah,
look at it is if I need to plug it into the car and go for a drive and get free electricity, I can.
yeah, yeah. With a boat, you can't cruise at night. When you can, but it's not wise.
Yeah, yeah,
You could run the engine, but my boat was a bit crap,
yeah.
so that was a problem. It was just, but I'm glad
Um,
I did it. I always wanted to like try living off grid as such. I realized I don't really like it. I think if I would have been more well off and I could have had all the mod cons on the boat.
do you think as well with the boating community, it's like every community that like when I moved to France and I thought I was moving there would be a nice class of people and everything. But Dross travels.
You get some. I mean, most people are
Yeah,
nice, but
yeah,
I got ill at one point and I was stationed somewhere because I couldn't move because I was ill. And you know what? None of the community helped me out.
yeah,
None
yeah,
of them.
yeah,
It was like I was surprised. I was like, I think if that would have been like 20 years ago, it would have been different, or 30
yeah,
years ago. I think it would have been different. But something's happened
yeah,
where people are like less willing to help.
yeah, yeah.
They just want to sit at home looking at Facebook. They
But that's the same in a house these days.
Yeah, it's true.
Um, I won't go into everything about the village in which I live, but there's definitely that kind of, I mean, I got blanked by somebody the other day. I've not done anything to her. I've barely spoken to her because I take my dog out at different times of hers, and she actually positively just walked straight past me like that. And I went, and I just thought, well, just another person I don't have to waste my time.
Just
Sorry.
makes me laugh now. People are like that. I just haven't got time to even care.
No, no. I just,
No.
well, how ridiculous is that? What impact it has? And I think
Oh,
that's
you,
the
you
problem
you
with
just got to let
everyone.
these people live in their own heads. Just good luck, everybody, with your whatever
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
head.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to it all.
Yeah, you're welcome to your head and you're ignoring and whatever goes on.
Absolutely mental, mental. And that's another thing with like doing this coaching thing new in my life and everything. It's like finding a new tribe because we're all coming.
Yes.
And the one thing I have noticed as well is that everybody's broken. Everybody is broken. There isn't anybody
Yeah.
out there that's not broken. Nobody.
Yeah. To some degree, it's a tough world.
Yeah, yeah, everybody, and they go on about how hard it is for kids, but kids have only known this. I mean, and they're not coping, but we've gone from, it might have been Jimmy Savile and all that, but we went from the fabulous 70s childhood. Um, I remember like walking around just on my own all the time,
Yeah.
you know, going
I
out
remember that in London in the
that
late 80s. I remember walking around in London on my own at night,
drunk.
drunk or something.
Yeah,
It would be this for me.
yeah. Well, you see that.
But yeah, but no, I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't do that now.
No, no,
No way.
no. Well, I changed. Oh my God, I changed my parking in Manchester because I thought that's a half an hour walk in the dark in a city I don't know. And I never did know it, even when my mum lived there. So I changed it and I parked in the multi-story opposite where I was at this thing. 35 quid it cost me.
Yeah.
£35. I couldn't believe it. Just it's
Yeah.
like,
This is why I like going to Southeast Asia because you can walk around late at night.
yeah,
Everything's super cheap.
yeah.
Uh, I mean, I hate being one of these people who's like, oh, when we were young, but I'm afraid it's true.
It is. It is. What they've had better times. They don't know. They might live in the. It's like
We're
no.
probably looking at us like we're old phones over there moaning and thinking of the good old days. But you know what? I was in where was I? I was in some coffee shop and there was this gentleman in front of me and he was buying a coffee,
Mm,
right? And you know when they say, "Oh, you got these phones and everything's quicker and easier." And this guy was like fiddling for ages, trying to get the bank code on his phone. Took for ages and ages. I was just like, "Oh, Jesus, are we ever going to get there?" You know, the comfort and convenience. It
Yeah,
just took forever.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
As I just gave him 3 quid. I went,
yeah,
"Here you go."
yeah,
It's like his phone.
yeah.
It's, I mean, but the younger people are probably better at it. I don't do all this phone stuff. I'm a bit of an
Well, and plus,
old
the way
rule.
if you've got an iPhone, what is it, 18 now? I think mine was
Yeah.
11, and that was an upgrade a couple of years ago to a second-hand one. Um, Somebody's going to nick it off you, and then once they've nicked it off you, they can just tap whatever they want.
Yeah, everything's on there.
You know, all these,
I don't do any phone banking or anything. No,
yeah.
nothing
Well, I
like
do
that.
do a bit of phone banking and things, but I definitely don't have an Apple wallet or anything like that.
No way, no way. I'm
Just
too paranoid.
you might as well just give them your bank card. Oh, you can tap it for up to £100. Enjoy.
I know.
You know, they've spent your bank before you've even known that it's gone out your purse.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
crazy. And that, bizarrely, is called progress. They've made it easier for the thief to actually nick from.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
hard
Oh
to
yeah,
sort it out if it happens.
yeah,
If the thief can do it just like that.
yeah. They call it hacking now, and actually, it's just thievery.
Yeah, it's theft. It is.
Yeah, they call hacking. They call thievery hacking now. You know, like
Yeah,
my Instagram was hacked, but
yeah.
it's actually just stolen.
Yeah. Well, my niece, so my TikTok got nicked, and I thought I'd deleted it, and then my niece said, "Why have I got this message from this?" And I said, "I don't know." She said, "I think this is your old account." So they nick it, they delete all your photos, all your I mean, I don't know how they do that because there were thousands of things on it, and put like 3 pictures of some young girl and call it Harriet or whatever, and then that's it. And I might think, well, what's the point in that? How are they making any money from that? Because they
I
can't.
don't understand it.
Yeah, and funnily enough, the two locations that had hacked it, and I'd managed to get it back at one point, and then they took it again,
Yeah,
was in Africa. Now, I'm like, why?
yeah.
Yeah, Eastern European, I'd expect, but Africa,
I don't know. I mean, my Instagram was just hacked for the sake
oh,
of blackmailing me for getting it back. But I didn't pay him because he
yeah.
wasn't going to give it me back, even if I paid him. So, you know,
But fancy taking an artist's Instagram to blackmail you.
it's just a blackmail. I know of all the people
Hmm.
do they think artists have got spare money? Like, no, you know,
No, not all Andy Warhol.
not to give to those people, no.
No, no,
But
yeah.
I've
So,
sort of got. Sorry, go on.
yeah,
I was going to say I've got to the stage in my life now, and all the world stuff. You know what? I just can't be bothered with it anymore.
no,
I put my pictures on Instagram
no,
because, well, that's the way I've been noticed by magazines and stuff. But not from, I didn't do it for me, and it's barely say a picture of me on there.
no,
And I'm just sort of at the popcorn stage, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Just want to eat the popcorn and just see how it all pans out, like some sort of sci-fi movie, the
yeah,
world.
yeah,
I just can't be bothered to get involved in it anymore.
no.
It's just too much. There's too much of it. There's too much world.
Yeah, and it's like there's Lemonade 8 or something like that. It's just another thing of Meta, I think.
I don't know what that
What's the
is.
point? What is the point?
I always get
Yeah.
catch up, like I'm always behind.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a quick course with the coaching and stuff tomorrow, because it's really cheap. Now it might be really cheap because it's shit, but it might not be.
Might not be.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll do, I'll do anything if it's free. I'll sign up for things, and they come through on WhatsApp, on Zoom, on Telegram. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you like think, flipping heck, how many more apps do I need to get for you to be
I
able to
know.
send me the information for? And it just all becomes, and like you can put things on YouTube. When I did when I got my certification from the coaching masters, I got I did my uh like a coaching thing, right? And I submitted it and I put it on YouTube. But you can have it so only the people that you've sent the code to can get in to watch it. So I've got a
Yeah, that's right. You set it as private.
yeah. So there's all that as well. So there's all
Yeah.
those different layers, and a whole load of videos just for me to watch. You think, what's the point?
Yeah, you can go on. When I did public speaking, I had a Patreon account.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I put it on Patreon. I put it on Patreon, the link for my next talk, which
yeah.
my subscribers could get into.
Mm,
But you know what? Like you're a midlife coach,
mm,
right? And I think I mean, it's kind of easy for me because I've got to a point where I just don't really care anymore.
yeah.
But I think that I think it's really tough for people who are kind of at our age because
Mm,
there's too much world. I think that's what it is.
yeah. Well,
And
I've actually found that quite a few people are just completely and utterly binning off social media.
yeah, because it's too much. It's too much. I mean, it's like because we've, our age, we remember before.
Wouldn't it be great?
Where it was easy, we didn't have all these apps and all these things
Yeah,
and all this stuff, and everything was a bit more relaxed. We just like would watch a bit of telly, or there'd be the pub culture, or there'd be something going on, and we've come through the technological age to this point where it isn't what we were told it was going to be.
no,
It's not time saving at all in any way.
no.
It's really difficult. It's all advancing too fast. And I think lots of people our age are either completely confused and addled and broken, or they've just really had enough. But
Yeah.
it's kind of hard for people like I was on Facebook
Mm,
until 2021.
mm,
I mean, you know why. You probably can guess why I
yeah,
binned that off.
yeah.
And all these so when I left, I said, "Well, I'm leaving now. If anybody wants to stay in touch with me, please send me a message before I go. I'll give you a week." 3 people out of 700 people.
No, but the thing is, what is it? They said yesterday at this thing that if you were putting things on Facebook and nobody's getting, you're not getting anything, or like one person's liked it, well, it's because it's only actually reaching 0.050% or something absolutely mental. And
Yeah,
I noticed because I've been putting on about the coaching and building up awareness of
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah,
the they're not wrong because I
yeah.
see all these posts from people I don't know. I'm like, why can I see Richard Thomas or whatever the
It's all
names
because it's all
are?
run by AI now, and it's all
Yeah.
just
None of it is
yeah,
anybody I actually know. It's all,
yeah.
and then you think, well, how many of them are bots? Because there are that many bots.
Probably most of them. It's all bots. I mean, I was on Facebook when it was still actual people. These are people I met while I was traveling, old friends. Like they was like real people I knew
Yeah, yeah,
because I
yeah,
never did it for business. I did it just as
yeah, yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, yeah.
But it was amazing. 3 people out of nearly 700 people.
But like I say, probably no, 700 people didn't see it. Probably three people saw
Oh
it.
no, there's a lot of action, but it's just that people are just so disconnected.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's the
yeah,
disconnect.
yeah,
There's no real quality time with people anymore.
yeah. And I find as well that when at one point you'd start a job, and everybody'd want to be on Facebook with you, so that all you get all these friend requests and everything. Um,
Yeah,
the last three jobs I've had, I've even positively avoided being friends with people on Facebook because I don't
yeah.
want to see my life. Whereas at one point it was all about sharing your life. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't really share their life anymore. It's more like
I
just
just share what,
reposts mainly
yeah.
of, some poor little dog in out in Mongolia who's got a sore paw, or something like that, which is terribly sad, but it's like, well.
Yeah.
But I just don't know where it's going to go next. I mean, everything evolves, doesn't it? I mean, I do miss the days of the pub culture, and I do miss the days where men would fight outside pubs, and
Yeah.
maybe some women would have some, cat fight outside a pub, and it was kind of like really like juicy, wasn't it? It was like juicy
Well,
times.
it was real gossip. I mean,
Yeah,
I know because every now and then I listen to radio Two and stuff like that, but people still watch things like EastEnders and Coronation Street and things like that. And I think instead of having actual life gossip, they all watch that, and that's
I'll
their
have
gossip.
pretend gossip.
That's
Yeah,
the gossip, and that was it.
yeah,
But I think it's replaced real life.
yeah. Because people don't go down the pub anymore. People don't interact,
No,
especially men.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's harder for men. Because women still go to coffee shops and go to their yoga classes and go to their this and that, but where do all the men go?
I don't know. Well, and especially if you've not got like a manly job, you know, and you work in an
Yeah,
office.
if you like working behind a desk or working from home or,
Well, it's like
you know,
having just left a job where I got bullied for 22 months by a colleague. He didn't bully a man, he bullied a woman.
oh, because some people are
You know
just
what I mean?
weak. They're just weak.
There were
Got
all
their own little,
those men, there were 200 employees in this business. There's all those men, because it's mostly men, and he
yeah. Well, that must have been pretty traumatizing.
well, I never had anything like it before, and I tell you, I wouldn't.
Wow.
But you see, the thing is, you're in work, it's a new environment, so you try and fit in. And so you accept certain behavior patterns, and then they continue or get more, and then somebody else joins in. Because at one point there were two people doing
Really?
out of my department, yeah.
Jeez.
But now,
It's very hard to deal with that.
yeah. But then you get to a point where you're kind of you're stuck in it, and you're like, and especially being 58, if I wasn't doing that job, I don't want to be doing any job. And it's not because I want to be doing that job, it's just because I don't want to be doing the job. This working
Yeah, yeah,
5 days a week is like the biggest con to mankind as well.
yeah. I have to admit, I've never done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, yeah, I mean, I was working a lot when I had my company,
mm,
but that was more like 16-hour days, 7 days.
yeah. Well,
It was horrible. It was not a life. That was not a life. That was not a
yeah.
life.
But you know what? I'd rather any day of the week be self-employed than get a paid holiday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't earn hardly any money from my work, and it's just, I just wouldn't have it any other way.
No. Yeah.
Somehow, something always happens. Like if I think, oh, because I'm going to Kathmandu in March,
Oh, good. Yeah.
and I didn't even know how I was going to do it, and
Yeah.
just something
Yeah.
came through, and I was like, all right, this is all the money I've got. I'm just going to buy a flight,
Yeah.
Air India.
Yeah.
Gonna
Excellent.
write a will before I go. But but yeah, because you know, 58, my daughter's 31. 31 years has gone like that.
My son's
31 years gone like that. In 31 years, I'm probably going to be dead.
yeah.
So if that 31 years went like that, the next 30 years are going to go like that. So,
That's
if
the thing,
even
isn't
if
it?
I've got 500 quid in the bank and it's all I've got, if I see something I want to do, I'm just going to do it.
Mm, mm.
And you know what? I have this kind of, I'm going to get a bit woo-woo here. I have a faith that everything works out.
You can be as woo-woo as you like because you know what? I think especially women, midlife and all that, we get woo-woo because we get it. We know
Yeah, well,
what's
I've
happening.
seen the past patterns.
Mm,
It's always the same with me.
mm,
I've never had a
mm.
proper job,
Yeah,
or a regular income, and I've traveled more than anybody I know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Anybody I know.
Well,
And somehow life has given me that.
yeah, well, you see, the thing is, you're not tied down to your 20 days plus your bank holidays holiday a year.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
well, because that's when I was in the rotten job, I used to get 20 days holiday. I didn't get any bank holidays because I was working. Um,
Yeah,
and
I
I
don't.
even lost. days because of how my days off landed to when they were having things on and stuff. And it was just, you think, oh, I've only got like 4 weeks. And that, and you just think 4 weeks, 4 fucking weeks. You know, how can you plan that? And in a lot of places, like when you're in retail and you're contracted to do Saturday and Sunday, you're only allowed 4 Saturdays off in a year. You can't have more weekends than that. And it's just like, because it's part of your
Yeah.
contract, and you think, well, that's a con for a start. And you look at all these things that stop you, and then you can't have more than 2 weeks at a time. You can't go,
Yeah.
right, well, I'll have
Yeah,
the
you can't do much in 2 weeks. And it's a real trap. And I understand that people are in it. Like my sister's in it. She's trapped herself because she didn't know any better. And I think a lot of people are in that situation, especially like at our age, because retirement just keeps getting further and further away for
isn't it?
people. I'll never get in retirement. I've never really, I haven't paid in.
No, no. Well, that's the thing, isn't it, as well? But the other thing as well is that, and I felt it a lot when I had just come to stop being a curtain maker in 2019, was the amount of stuff I had because I got everything from a 4 bedroom house. So I got one of the little bedrooms as my dressing room, and I'd got all these clothes in there and everything. And then I got all this furniture and which a lot of it's here. And then I got fabric sample books. I had nearly 200 fabric sample books. What do you do? And I used to like lose sleep thinking, if I got given notice to leave by my landlord, what would I do with all this stuff? And it became more than a burden because I remember meeting a guy when I lived in London, and he could put everything he owned in one bag. And it was like, oh my God, if anybody like said, right, get out, he could just go like that and get out.
Yeah, I'm not that minimal, but yeah.
Because
I think the stuff doesn't really matter. I think it's the idea. It's like this. I think it's just not being fulfilled in your life that's the problem.
but we've gone from like people not having a lot, having a few, your Sunday best and then your work clothes,
Mm.
having all, pet boots that I've got in the bottom of the cupboard that I think, well, I'll not get rid of them because they're too good. But then
You
what?
want boots?
Well, just like boots, high boots, not heeled.
Oh, right, 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 right. I thought you said
Not
pet
pinky boots.
boots, like boots you put on your dog. I was thinking, okay,
No, and not my kinky boots either. None of
your
that.
kinky boots.
No, just like
Yeah, just boots. Yeah, nice boots.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're like dressy rather than being walking boots. But
Yes,
I never wear
yes.
dressy boots. So why the hell have I got them? It's just like another thing in the
Yeah,
wardrobe. But then I think, well,
yeah,
if I got rid of them, I won't get anything for them. And then it'd cost me 60 to 100, if not more, to replace them. And you think, oh, I better keep hold of that then, haven't I? But you just like, and then I've got like this beautiful military coat. Comes out once a year if it's lucky and gets worn because it's too dressy to go to the supermarket in because everybody just stares at it. And then it's too warm to wear if it's not cold. So I only like it used to come out every year when I go to Remembrance Sunday or something like that at the cathedral.
right.
It's there at me somewhere in the gold grating everywhere.
I think it's because people like have attached their happiness to objects on the external rather than the object of um, being free internally
Yeah,
and the bravery that
yeah,
requires. I
yeah,
think it requires bravery to detach from pleasure being met by short-term things than the freedom just to just simply be
yeah.
and just be in the flow of life. You know, it's like my mother is not in the flow of life. She keeps saying, "Oh, oh, what are you doing next week?" I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What we're doing next week,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know. It just
Next week.
might be something written on my calendar somewhere, but I don't need to think about it until, you
Yeah.
know,
And putting life in perspective, right? Say you've got 20 more Christmases,
yeah,
which will take you up to being 78. So you need,
78. Yeah, yeah,
so say
yeah,
that we've both got another 20 Christmases.
yeah.
Um, because when you actually start thinking of, right, I've got 20 summers,
It's
and
probably could be fairly accurate that there's only 20 summers left.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
it kind of puts it all in perspective that, oh my God, if I've only got 20, I better get a move on and do
yeah,
something that I actually want to do in those 20 summers rather than being stuck in a job with maybe
yeah,
20 days off a year. Some,
yeah.
yeah. But then,
So
hope
what about you? What if you could do anything you wanted, what would it be?
get rid of this house.
Get rid of the house. No, but when it's all gone, it's all gone. After all that, what would it look like?
Well, actually, funnily enough, I'd like to paint again. I would
Right.
like a space where I could paint and I could go
Yeah.
out and work in it. I'd like to write. I did start writing, but I find you've got to be in the right space for me to write. And I need quiet, I need solitude. If somebody comes in with, anything, it just disrupts it all and I can't get it back for that day. Um, so I think actually just being on my own,
Yeah.
that's just where I want to be. Just
Yeah.
a dog, and that's it. You know, buy a wreck somewhere in North Wales and go and live in a damp hill. And do the coaching as well. But short
Yeah.
term, I'm going to be doing these retreats. I'm really looking forward to that. And reaching out. I did a thing the other day, which was kind of free. It was about marketing and stuff like that. And the person that was running it said, "What's your niche?" So I wrote down what my niche was, which was um, sad, lonely, postmenopausal women, blah blah. And she read it out loud and said, "Is there such a thing?" Now this woman's like in her early 30s. Obviously,
Oh,
she's no idea.
well, I don't think they're all sad and lonely, but there's a mixture of women out there.
Believe you me, from
Yeah.
doing the coaching and things like that, from doing the thing on TikTok and reaching out to people,
Yeah.
especially women sitting at home drinking too much. They're at home.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing with women of our age.
Yeah,
I'm a teetotaler, so I don't have that issue, but I think there's a lot of very unfulfilled women out there.
well, when I think how much I drank through my late 30s, 40s, you know, up to about 3, 4 years ago, if I'd drink a bottle of wine a night, and if there was another one in the house, I'd open that and have another half of that.
Yeah.
And I could do that every night, every night.
Yeah.
That wasn't just one night. That'd be, and it was just because I'm sitting on a sofa by myself and there's nobody to answer to and there's nobody watching. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
um,
an easy way to pass the time.
and
Just
if there's a pandemic in this country, it is lonely women sitting on sofas drinking wine.
yeah.
No,
I think we've got a lot of lonely men as well. But yeah, you're focusing on the women because
yeah, I can't
you
take
know
on everybody.
you
Yeah,
can't take on the whole world. No, I mean women is quite it's a 50% chunk.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And even that
yeah,
is
yeah.
not.
I mean that is an epidemic. The wine drinking, the evening wine drinking is an epidemic, and I mean I know loads of people like that.
Because there's no longer the pub in a lot of
Yeah,
these communities, it's like there's no community in it either. So,
no,
I mean, you know, 2020 and 2021 was not a pandemic for me. It was clink, 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 and my shopping coming out of the back of Tesco's. Honest to God, it was the year of gin.
I'm amazed I didn't start drinking during that time. It was so stressful.
Yeah, yeah. What did you do? Oh, I sat in the garden, got a fucking good tan, and drank gin.
I sat on my roof terrace being very angry.
Well, I've got quite a big garden, which was a bit of a godsend, and I've got dogs, so I could just go for as many walks as I want.
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
would say, "Well, she's out again." I'd be like, "Going, well, the dogs needed a walk, didn't they?" Car. But yeah, it was just all. But yeah, just that I think. But that's what I've been wanting to reach out to is lonely menopause, postmenopausal women. Just
So if you could give your best advice to all the lonely wine drinking postmenopausal women right now, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't know because it's a bit like when I smoked. I really enjoyed smoking. I only gave up smoking because my uncle died of AIDS, and I thought, how can I poison myself um,
Yeah,
and expect somebody to look after me when I'm dying when he's died of
yeah,
something he didn't ask for?
yeah.
And that's what stopped me smoking, not because I didn't enjoy it. And I still like a glass of wine now. I just don't do it as much, you know.
Honestly, if they brought out cigarettes which were like didn't kill you, I'd be start smoking in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's
I
it.
used to love smoking. Oh,
Oh,
cigarettes and caffeine.
yeah,
Mm.
but the thing is, if it could really make you thin,
Just loved nicotine and caffeine. I wasn't really into alcohol. I was never really into drugs. I used to smoke a bit of weed,
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day, but
yeah.
cigarettes and caffeine. I was like the typical sort of roll up and coffee person, but
I went off anything weed type was because I remember when we were in college and we got that perspective drawing to do, and they'd suspended tables from the ceiling and put all those ropes
I'll
in,
never forget that project.
and having that bit of cake, and then just we all just sat there and giggled. And at one point, I felt quite stressful because obviously the teachers had noticed we weren't making much progress. And done much, and it was a really shit. And I like thought, and I thought, right, I've had enough of this now, and I couldn't obviously just go right. That's it. Oh,
No,
it
see, you're down the hole, you're down
so
the
I
cake
kind of
hole.
from then onwards, it was just like I became a control freak and decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah, it took me a bit longer.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I'm so glad I got to do that and not have like a 70,000 pounds debt at this
We
time.
were so lucky. We were
Oh,
so lucky.
yeah, yeah.
We able to like have a grant to go to college.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, let's do a closing question.
All right.
So, as you've asked me, what would be the one piece of advice you would give to women who are entering midlife?
Jesus, really complicated, isn't it? Be completely selfish.
Hmm. Yes, I think that's, but no, because I things, like I did a 3 day cycle Milan to Venice. And when people used to say, "Oh, what was it like?" I said, "Well, I learned how to be a man because I had to be so selfish with my time. Although I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been fit enough to do it. Because it's like my mum would say, "Oh, what are you doing on whatever my day off was?" And I'd go, "Oh, I'm doing a 40-mile cycle." Oh, okay. And that was it.
Yeah. Because as I see it, like if you're not putting yourself first, you're no good to anyone anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, with the drinking thing in the evening, I think it's because you're not really putting yourself first. It's like I understand the effort to get out of that, but I mean, you can't really answer that question in one go. But I think being selfish is a good start.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
And,
know,
and not just for those purposes. Just be selfish. you know,
Yeah,
we give so much of ourselves away, and part
yeah,
of that griefing that I spoke about um is that you get to a point you might think, oh, where's that young woman gone that used to be a bit cheeky? I
I
always have a
know.
quick wit answer. At
Yeah.
some point, somebody hates you for that, so you stop doing it. So you
Yeah,
lose
just you just
the
just
hunt.
just be the cheeky quick wit. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. I think another thing as well, to be selfish is also not to care what anybody thinks. Because
Yeah,
our age, what, 58, you've only got 20 years
yeah,
really before you start like needing a bloody Zimmer frame or whatever. Or yeah, unless you're really lucky. I know,
yeah.
unless you're really lucky. I mean, I do try, I do go to the gym, I do eat well and everything. Um, but I mean, it's a horrible kind of. I'm not trying to be depressing, but when you put it in perspective, it just there's that now's the time to do it. It's just the time to do it.
Yeah,
Go out, do stuff. Just do stuff.
yeah. It's amazing as well how many women just don't do anything. They don't
Yeah,
do any kind of exercise.
yeah,
And I'd be panicking. I wouldn't be able to sleep because of it. I'd be waking up at midnight every day night and thinking, oh my God, I can't bend over, I can't this, I can't that.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I'm not like I was, but I do go to the gym 3 times a week. I don't even work out really hard. I just do enough to stop myself from, seizing up.
whereas I do push myself.
Yeah, you really do have very long walks.
Yeah. Well, I want to do the Yorkshire Three Peaks again, but because I've had plantar fasciitis, I walking 24 miles seems a bit. What would I do halfway if I couldn't finish? But I will get there. I will get
Yeah,
there.
get a
Part of,
friend, pick you up.
part of this belief coding is working through that because, funnily enough, when I got sacked on the 21st of May, which is another thing entirely, um, on the 22nd of May, I got out of bed and I didn't have any pain. And that
Ah,
first
yeah, yeah. Well,
no,
stress.
yeah.
I
But
mean, stress can also be from not doing anything. Like
uh,
that can stress your body out because you're aware that you're just at home every night, drinking wine, not doing anything. I mean, I don't go out very much, but I do a lot of things in the evening.
yeah,
I do a bit of yoga. I like to sew. I'm
yeah,
not very good at it, but I do it anyway. And I like to draw on
yeah,
the couch with some cheesy sci-fi on in the background somewhere. And so I feel like I think it's good to do stuff, and even if it's a doing kind of world, but sitting there every night just looking at Facebook and looking at the telly, drinking 2 bottles of Pinot Grigio every night. I think it's gonna just eventually it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you.
yeah, yeah.
Go to a local Pilates group, go to go and do some pottery, go and do something, something.
I'm already.
Anything.
I don't want to
Huh?
go. I don't want to go out.
No, or do it at home.
But I
Just
don't.
anything, just
Yeah.
anything.
Well, that's why I exercise every morning for like an hour. Um, people say, "Why do you get up at 4:30 so I can fit in an hour's exercise before?" And it's like, the thought of coming home after work and then going out, it just wouldn't happen.
No, I have to go to the gym. I have to go to the gym in the morning. I get up and I do my breathing exercises. I'm so cheesy. I do my breathing exercises. I'm so typical. Have my ginger tea, go to the gym.
Yeah,
Then I feel set up for the day then.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think we can learn a lot from you, Lisa. I think I need to get a pad. I am knitting when I'm studying because it keeps me still. I think I don't know if I'm ADHD, but I think it might be slightly something. And I do need to be right, right, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I can't walk around and not pay enough attention.
yeah. I think as well, a lot of people like they don't have confidence in themselves, and I think the other piece of advice would be like just do it anyway.
Yeah,
Like you're saying about how am I going to get back if I only make it halfway? Well, something will work out.
yeah,
And
yeah,
people say to me, how do you do your mad adventures? I go all over the place. I do all these mad stuff all on my own.
yeah.
I just think don't think of the consequences.
Yeah. Well, like you say, something will come up and
Something will come up, someone will pick you up, or something will happen.
yeah, yeah. Oh.
Something always happens.
I shall be back to you to find out how Kathmandu went then.
Yeah, I'm going in March. Feels like a mile away, but
Yeah.
it'll come
Hopefully.
around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Oh, can't wait. Right. Well, thank you very much for coming and chatting to me.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable.
Then
Yeah.
we will have to have a catch up when you come back from doing that.
All right then. Yeah.
So let me just